Welcome to With Chrissy. Thanks so much for being here with me today. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely have those days where I just feel like a little off. I either have entirely too much energy or like not enough energy, or sometimes I just feel kind of like gross and stagnant within my own body. So for me, that's the beauty of a yoga practice, is it gives us an opportunity to connect with our breath, connect with our bodies, and get some of that energy kind of moving about. It's also super helpful to quiet your mind and calm your thoughts. So before we get started, I just have to remind you guys to be sure to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications. That way you'll always know when new videos are posted. And also, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. All right, let's get started. Start at the top of your mat. Toes together, sides of the feet parallel with the sides of your mat. We want to stand up nice and tall. So lift your hip points up, chest will lift, soften your lower ribs down. Bring your arms along your side, palms facing in, roll your shoulders down your back and just relax them. Gently tuck your chin and the crown of your head's going to reach up towards the sky. Hold it here. And on an inhale, reach your arms up overhead. Exhale, forward fold, maybe bending into your knees for this first fold. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step your left foot back, followed by your right, top of a push-up. Lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. And exhale, downward facing dog. Now in downward facing dog, let's pay attention to the placement of our feet and our hands. We want our feet to be about hip width distance, and our hands will be about shoulder width distance. Maybe bend your knees here to start. Maybe pedaling it out. And we're pressing our chest towards our thighs. Fingertips are spread wide. Maybe finding some gentle movement here. And on your next inhale, step your left foot forward, followed by your right. Lift your chest. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms reach up overhead. And exhale, hands at your side. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back this time, followed by your left, top of a push-up, and then lower down on that exhale. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. Press your heels towards the floor. And like I always say, your heels might not touch the floor. That is perfectly fine, but we want to feel that sensation of driving your heels down, feeling that nice stretch along the back side of your legs. Our forearms are lifted. Our palms are pressing into the floor. Keep your hips lifted, belly hugs in. Focus on your breathing in through your nose and out through your nose as we move throughout our practice. On your next inhale, you're going to step your right foot forward, followed by your left. Your chest will lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Arms up overhead, and exhale, hands at your side. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, plant your hands, step or jump back, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog or cobra. Exhale, downward facing dog. So just take a moment, come into the pose. And then turn your attention to your breath. Nice deep inhales. Slow and steady exhales. 2 more breaths here. On your next inhale, we're going to step or jump up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up, arms up overhead. And exhale, arms at your side. All right, forward fold and step your left foot back. Take a big step back. Drop the left knee down. Lift your chest, Anjaneyasana, but just keep your hands on your right knee for now. Relax your shoulders down. Hold your belly in. And then pull your left hip forward. You can even use your hands to kind of guide your left hip forward. Right hip draws back. Feel that sensation. We want our hips square to the front of our mat. Top of our foot is pressing into the floor, and we're just working into our hips here. You're gonna feel a nice stretch on that left thigh. If your right knee starts to go out to the right, just pull that right knee back in towards the center line of your body. And right now we're working on really stretching into our legs and into our hips. Hold it here for 1 more breath. And then we're going to plant our hands. Step your right foot back, downward facing dog. All right, left foot's going to step forward, big step up. Maybe you take a couple of steps up, shuffling that left foot forward. Drop the right knee down to the floor, top of the right foot on the floor. Lift your chest and then press your hands into your left knee. And then we want to feel that sensation of our left hip drawing back, right hip is pulling forward. And we're just allowing our hips to melt towards the floor. We're going to feel a nice stretch on that top of that right thigh and into our hips. Relax your shoulders. And just breathe into this really intense stretch on your hips and legs. And again, if your left knee starts to move out to the left, just hug that left knee back in towards the center line of your body. Draw your navel in. And we'll hold it for 1 more breath. And on your next exhale, go ahead and plant your hands, step your left foot back, downward facing dog. All right, step your right foot forward. Anjaneyasana. But this time, we're going to take a bind behind the back. Interlace your hands. And you can keep your hands at your low back. Maybe straighten through your arms. And if this feels okay, you can also bring your arms away from your body. And again, melting those hips towards the floor. Our shoulders are drawing back. Our chest is lifted, and we're drawing our belly in. Finding some length in our spines, but we're also moving into a slight back bend here. And you can keep your chin tucked, but shift your gaze skyward. Pressing down through that front foot. Right knee is hugging in towards the center line. We're going to hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. All right, left foot is going to step forward. Drop the back knee down. Take the bind behind your back. Interlace those fingers, And you can keep your hands at your low back or maybe straighten through your arms. If this feels okay, maybe taking your arms away from your body. And we're drawing our navel in. Our front hip points are lifted. Shoulders are drawn back, chest is open. Gently tuck your chin downward, but shift your gaze towards the sky. Left hip's pulling back. Maybe finding that slight back bend here, but keeping length in your spine. Left knee is hugging in towards the center line of your body. And we'll hold for 3, 2, and 1. All right, exhale, plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. All right, step forward with your right foot. Take a runner's lunge. So it's a big step forward with that right foot. Come up onto your fingertips. Keep your left knee off the floor. Deep bend in that front knee. Spine is long, crown of the head's reaching forward. Legs are active. And exhale, plant your hands, step your right foot back, downward facing dog. Opposite side, left foot steps forward, runner's lunge. Again, lengthen through your spine, top of the head reaching forward. Staying up on your fingertips, back knees lifted, and you're on the ball of your back foot. Grounding down through that front foot. On your next exhale, plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. All right, inhale, step your right foot forward, runner's lunge. And now you're gonna plant your left hand on the inside of your right foot for a twist. We're gonna reach our right arm up towards the sky. Belly hugs in, back leg is straight and strong and lifted. And we're opening our chest to the right, opening up our heart. An option here would be to drop your knee down. On your next exhale, plant your hands, step it back, downward facing dog. All right, step that left foot forward, runner's lunge. Keep that back leg lifted. Stay in the ball of your back foot. Your right hand is going to come to the inside of your left foot. Left hand reaches up to the sky for a twist. Keep pulling that left hip back. Keep that back leg straight and strong, active and lifted. And we're opening our chest, opening our heart to the left. Navel to spine. An option here might be to drop the back knee down. On your next exhale, plant your hand, step it back, downward facing dog. Maybe bend into your knees here and just walk your feet forward to meet your hands. And we'll just hang out here in a forward fold. Maybe walk your hands to the right, walk your hands to the left. Feet can be hip width distance. And now place your hands on your shins. On an inhale, lift your chest, straighten through your arms. Exhale, fold. Inhale, lift your chest. Exhale, forward fold. One more time. Inhale and exhale. All right, Padangusthasana. So index finger and middle finger is gonna wrap around your big toe. Thumb's gonna wrap around the outside. We're gonna inhale, lift your chest, straighten through your arms. Strengthen through your legs, really engage your thighs here. On an exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips, pressing your elbows out to either side, crown of the head reaching towards the floor. Roll your shoulders away from your ears. Draw your belly in and still squeeze your legs. And find even pressure on your feet. So if you're resting into your heels, maybe rock forward just a bit, feel it in the balls of your feet. Or maybe take it in the opposite direction. Keep breathing. Two more breaths here. Holding it for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, lift your chest, release your toes, release that grip. Exhale, hands to your waist. Inhale, rise up, come on up to standing. All right, we're gonna move into eagle now. So on an inhale, you're gonna reach your arms up overhead, and on an exhale, your right arm will reach under your left for a twist. Maybe your palms touch here. And then we're gonna bend into our knees, sit low. Draw your belly in, and then slowly and steadily, right leg comes up and over the top of your left leg. Maybe you stay here. Maybe your right toes can wrap behind your left leg. Draw your belly in, keep your chest lifted here, and feel your right knee pushing to the left, and your left knee is pushing to the right. That's gonna help you with stability here. Feeling a nice stretch through our shoulders. If you fall out, we get right back in. And we hold this for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and let that one go. Arms up. Exhale, arms at our side. Go ahead and shake out your legs. All right, opposite side. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, left arm under right. Maybe your palms touch. And then we're gonna bend into our knees, balancing into that right leg. Left leg comes up and over. Maybe your left toes wrap behind your right leg. And then you're gonna push your left knee to the right, right knee to the left. It's gonna help with stability here. And maybe press your forearms forward, stretching into your shoulders. And if we fall out, we get right back in. It's okay if we're wobbly here. Sit a little lower. Holding it here for 3, 2, see, we fall, we get right back in, and 1. All right, let that one go. Arms up, overhead. Exhale, forward fold. Take a vinyasa here. Step back, top of a push-up, lower down. Inhale, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Come on down to your knees and take a child's pose. You can take your knees out wide to start, walking your fingertips out in front of you, maybe forehead on the floor. Chest is melting towards your mat. Take a big inhale through your nose. On an exhale, sigh it out your mouth. All right, come on up through tabletop to downward facing dog. So curl those toes under, lift your hips. And then we're gonna take a big step forward with our right leg. Come on down to the knee in the back. Arms reach up overhead, Anjaneyasana. So our arms reach up, our right hip pulls back, left hip pulls forward. Belly is drawn in, relaxing your shoulders away from your ears, and you're really pressing through your front foot. Also, the top of the back foot is pressing into the mat. And earlier we felt a really nice stretch in this pose. Now I want you to back out of it just a bit, and I want you to squeeze your legs. I want you to feel like your right foot is drawing back and your left knee is pulling forward. So we're feeling that contraction in our muscles, holding it for a breath. And on your next exhale, just go ahead and release that down. Keep reaching out of your sides, fingertips reaching towards the ceiling. Maybe finding a slight back bend here. And how's your breath? All right, on an exhale, plant your hands, left knee comes up, and then pivot to the side of your mat for a wide leg forward fold. Inhale, lift your chest, fingertips in line with your toes. On an exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. Press your hands into the floor, and you can press your hands forward, almost pulling you a little deeper into the fold. Crown of the head's reaching towards the floor. And if your head touches the floor, feel free to maybe walk your feet in a little closer together. And we want our legs to feel active in this pose. So engage those thighs. Feel like you're pulling your feet towards each other, like your mat is gonna pinch upwards. Stay active in this pose for 3, 2, and 1. Come on up, inhale, lift your chest. And then we're gonna pivot to the back of our mat. So the left toes will turn to face the back of the mat. Right toes will turn in about a 45-degree angle. Keep that front leg straight, back leg straight as we move into triangle pose. So in triangle pose, you've got some options here. You can keep your hand on your shin, maybe your ankle, or you can rest your fingertips on the floor. Your right hand will reach up towards the sky. Feel free to also grab for your big toe. Hold your belly in, pressing through the outer edge of that back foot. Legs are engaged. Shifting your gaze towards your right fingers. And that left shoulder rolls back. Keeping your upper body in line with your left leg. Come back to your breath, and on your next inhale, come on up, reverse triangle, nice and slow. And then we're gonna bend into our front knee, maybe walk your foot out a little farther to side angle pose. Some options here. Elbow to the knee. We want our heels in line. Maybe your left hand can come to the floor. Right hand can reach up towards the sky. Grounding down through all 4 corners of that left foot, shifting your gaze towards the ceiling. Hold it here. And then we're gonna move into a side lunge forward fold. So bend into that left knee. Don't worry about getting your heel on the floor if that's not in your practice, but keep reaching forward. Flex your right foot, toes pointing towards the sky, feeling a nice stretch on your right inner thigh. You can stay here or maybe lift your chest, hands to your heart. If your hands are on the floor, keep reaching forward, feeling that nice fold into that left hip. On an inhale, come on up, switch sides. Again, don't worry if that heel is not touching the floor. Just keep your hands reaching forward if you stay in the fold. Or maybe if you come up, bring your hands to your heart. Feeling that nice stretch on that left inner thigh. Keep those left toes pointing up towards the ceiling. We're gonna hold it. And then we're gonna pivot to the front of the mat. Step your left foot up. Right foot steps back. Take a big step back. Right knee lowers. Come on up, Anjaneyasana. So our arms are gonna reach up towards the sky. Feel that left hip pulling back, right hip's pulling forward. Maybe finding a slight back bend here. And we're pressing the top of that back foot into the floor. All four corners of your right foot are pressing firmly into the floor. Working into our hips. Relaxing your shoulders away from your ears. And then we're gonna take it up just a little bit. So come on out of the pose, engage your leg muscles. Feel like that left foot is pulling back and that right knee is driving forward. You're really gonna feel that in your legs. Keep reaching out of your sides. On your next exhale, let that go, just release. One more breath here. And then we're gonna plant our hands, pivot to the side of our mat for a wide leg forward fold. You can take the same arm variation you did earlier, fingertips in line with your toes, or maybe keep your hands at your waist. Exhale, fold. And again, if your crown of your head's touching the floor, feel free to walk your feet in a little closer, keeping a flat back here. Drawing your navel in and squeezing your legs. Our thighs are engaged, our legs are active in this pose. If your hands are on the floor, you can press your hands forward to pull yourself a little deeper into the fold. And then on an inhale, lift your chest. And we're gonna pivot our right foot to the back of our mat. Left toes will turn in about a 45-degree angle. And we're gonna move into triangle pose. Again, your variations here, you can always grab a block. Hand on the shin or maybe the ankle, left hand reaching up towards the sky. You can also rest your fingertips on the floor. And we want our upper body in line with our right leg. And you can shift your gaze towards your left fingers. Really pressing through the outer edge of that left foot. Legs are straight and strong. Holding it here. Draw that right shoulder back. Heart is open, and on an inhale, reverse triangle. And then go ahead and bend into that right knee. Maybe walk your right foot out just a little bit. Nice wide stance as we move into side angle pose. So our option again would be right elbow to the right knee. Maybe your right fingertips rest on the floor. Left fingers reach up towards the sky. And you can use your right elbow to press your right knee back. Legs are active here, pressing through the outer edge of that back foot. Squeezing your navel towards your spine. For 3, 2, and 1. And then we're gonna move into that side lunge, forward fold. Again, heel does not need to be on the floor here. Fingertips, walk them out in front of you. Flex those left toes towards you. Straighten through that left leg. Nice stretch on that left inner thigh. Take this time to check in with your breathing. And then from here, we're gonna shift our weight to the left side. So inhale, come on up. Exhale, bring it down. And I like these poses where we do one side after the next because it's kind of fun to see the difference within our own bodies. My right heel touches, my left heel doesn't. It's okay. Keep walking those fingertips out in front of you. Right toes are flexed. And then we'll shift it forward. Right foot meets the left. Inhale, chest lifts. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise up. Arms come up overhead, big stretch. And exhale, hands at your side. All right, inhale your arms up overhead. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, lift your chest. On an exhale, step or jump back and lower down. Come on all the way to your belly. And now bring your hands under your shoulders. On an inhale, lift your chest. Press your hands into the floor gently. Press the tops of your legs down, tops of your feet into the floor. Using your low back, lift your chest. Hold it here. And release. Bring your arms behind you. Rest your forehead on the floor. And on an inhale, lift your chest, lift your arms. All right, locust pose, chest is lifting. All right, we're pressing our thighs down. Belly is soft. Low back is engaged. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower down. All right, now we're going to lift our chest and our arms and our legs on an inhale. Bring your feet together. Legs are strong. Rolling your shoulders back. Shift your gaze skyward. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower down. Bring your hands to the floor and just rest your forehead on your hands. Take some nice big inhales and exhales. Go ahead and shift your weight back. Take a child's pose. Keep your knees together this time, forehead to the floor, and just let your arms drape at your sides and let your shoulders relax towards the floor. Sitting back on our heels, feeling a nice compression in our bellies, helping to massage our organs. And then come on up through tabletop and move through some cat-cows. On an inhale, lift your chest, head lifts. Exhale, press your spine towards the sky. Do this a few times at your own pace. Connect your breath and your movement. Just moving some energy throughout your body. All right, come on to your seat. Bring your legs out in front of you, nice and straight. On an inhale, reach up, arms up overhead. And on an exhale, forward fold, hinging at your hips. Maybe your fingers wrap around the outsides of your feet. Maybe you rest your hands on your ankles or your shins. And just keep a nice flat back here. Shoulders are drawn down away from your ears. On your inhales, find that length in your spine. On your exhales, fold a little deeper, bringing your chest towards your knees and your thighs. Feeling a nice forward fold, a good stretch along your hamstrings. Maybe your nose finds its way to your shins, your forehead to your shins. And on your next inhale, come on out of that nice and slow. Baddha Konasana. Bend into your knees. Soles of the feet together. Thumbs on the inside, fingertips wrap around the outside of your feet. Elbows are hugging in to your sides. And then the outer knees pulling down towards the floor. We're sitting up nice and tall. And then we're gonna forward fold. Hinge at your hips. Pulling your navel in towards your spine. Maybe your chest is close to the floor. Keep your elbows hugged in. Legs are active. Again, knees are pulling towards the floor. We're gonna hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Inhale, come on up nice and slow. Make your way onto your back. All right, we're gonna move into bridge pose. So bring your heels close to your seat, arms at your side, drive your elbows into the floor, and on an inhale, lift your hips high. And as you're lifting through your hips, feel your knees squeezing towards each other. All 4 corners of your foot are grounding down into the floor, keeping your hips high, lifting your chest. Back of the skull is pressing into the floor. Hold it here for 3, 2, and 1. Exhale, lower down nice and slow. Make any adjustments. If your feet slid out, bring your heels back close to your seat. Again, elbows can be pressing into the floor, or maybe you take a bind under your back. On an inhale, lift your hips. Thighs are engaged. See if you can relax your seat here. Knees hug in, hips lift, chest lifts. Maybe play around with the bind. And exhale, lower down. All right, last time, make any adjustments. Bring your heels close to your seat. Your fingertips should touch. On an inhale, lift your hips, lift your chest. Really keep your legs active here. And you're still breathing nice and slow and steady, in through your nose, out through your nose. Keep squeezing your thighs. Holding it. And exhale, lower down. All right. We're gonna close out class with a twist. So just bend your knees, drop your knees over to the right. Ooh, this feels great. Left hand can extend out to the left. Shift your gaze over your left shoulder. And then maybe take your left hand on top of your left hip and push your left hip forward. So you're feeling a nice stretch on that left side as your right hand maybe pulls yourself a little deeper into that twist. And switch sides. Drop it over to the left. Right hand reaches out and shift your gaze over your right shoulder. Left hand can be on the top of your right knee, pulling you a little deeper into that twist. And then maybe taking your right hand on top of your right hip and pushing your right hip forward. Just feeling a little space now on your right side. Come on up nice and slow. Give yourself a hug. Knees in towards your chest. Maybe your forehead meets your knees. And then go ahead and prepare for Shavasana. All right, we want our feet about mat width distance. Maybe take them out a little wider and just let your feet flop out to the sides. Arms can be palms facing up. Maybe take your arms out a little wider as well. And maybe get your little wiggles out. Make any last adjustments. You want to feel nice and relaxed in this pose. All right, take a big, deep inhale in through your nose, and on an exhale, you're going to sigh it out your mouth. On those inhales, you'll feel your belly rise, lungs filling with air, and on the exhale, just let it all go, belly falls. Notice any spaces where you're holding tension in your body. Take that big inhale, acknowledge the tension, and on the exhale, let it go. All right, now start to come back to that natural rhythm in your breath. Your body knows what to do, just let it breathe. And since most of us are practicing at home, if we hear noises, don't think of them as disruptions or distractions. It's just life. So just hear the sounds and take it as an opportunity to quiet your mind and come back to your breath. All right, you guys, that's it. As always, you can stay in Shavasana as long as you'd like, or if you want to, you can always get up and go about your day. I hope you enjoyed that class. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and turn on notifications so you'll always know when new videos are posted. And also, if you like my classes and want to support my channel, you can do so by making a donation. There is a link in the description box below. You guys, thank you so much for practicing with me. I will see you next time.